Good morning. Happy Monday. I just wanted to come and talk about how God said, He's working in us so that He can work through us. And I feel like we go through a lot of things. We have a lot of things happen to us that eventually we be like, okay, maybe that was a lesson. Maybe that was something I was supposed to learn. Maybe it's something I'm supposed to do. And with that, it teaches us whatever that lesson was. It teaches us like, okay, like next time, not gonna do that. Like we're gonna keep going, but we're gonna move forward and we're gonna remember. But easier said than done. But in that time, we're also healing. Where He's also working through us. He's helping. It's almost similar to one person's struggle is another person's testimony. So I could be going through this situation and I could be, I'm sorry, I could be dealing with all type of things, and I feel like whenever we're dealing with those things, that's when God's like, okay, come to me, let me help you, let's work on this, let's figure this out. And everything that we deal with, it is a lesson. It's something that God wants us to get from it. And at the time it's kind of hard. Like I recently went through something, but I was kind of like, okay, Lord, I know, did you just burp? Okay. Like, I'm like, I know that this is a test. Like, I know that it's something that you're working on that I have to figure out, that I don't do this again because I don't like this feeling. And once I realized, like, okay, this is not something that I really want to go through again, it helped me in a way to where it's like, okay, now I can talk about it. Now I can help other people. Now I can say, okay, I experienced this. Don't do this. Don't do that. But that was a way of God working in me to work through me. Because if I had never gone through it, if it had never happened, then He would have never been able to use me. So I say all this to say that we have to remember that these struggles that we have, these struggles that we go through, that not only are they temporary, that's just how God is working in us. Because if He never worked in you, that's already a red flag. You want God to use you. You want God to say, this is my child and I am proud of them and I want to use them. So I wanna focus on the fact that God is working in us to work through us and being obedient to His will and His way and showing that I am dedicated, even though I am not perfect and I will mess up. I will not mess up intentionally, but I will mess up. And it's okay because whatever happens to me, whatever happens. And it's also good for your child, your children. If you have anybody around you, younger than you, your cousins, like anybody that you play a role for, it shows them like, hey, this happens because God is making you stronger for whatever reason. So you can talk about this, in the future, or just giving them that insight that God is involved and that they're not alone. Because I think that that's something that we go through as adults. We tend to be like, oh my gosh, like, I feel like this is only happening to me. And you don't necessarily feel like you have that support. But it's really good to acknowledge that you have support and also build that and install that in the people around you. So that's all I have. But I just wanted to say that, and y'all have a great rest of your day. Honey, you gonna say bye? Okay.